Hey, you guys. I know. I do that all the time. But you know what? My son told me, he says, Mom, that is that pirate that's on the plank in the Goonies. He said, you used to love that guy saying that. And he said, I can't believe you're still saying it. Yeah. Do you guys remember the Goonies? I was like, oh my goodness. But anyway, good morning, everyone. I am going to start with my day by doing decoupage, you guys. And this is the way I do it. If there's easier ways of doing it, okay, you guys could leave me tips maybe or tell me how you do it. I'm not looking for an easy way to do it because the way I do it works just fine because it's that old-fashioned way, okay? I'm going to show you some of the product I use. Though some of the products are newer, I'm going to do this the old-fashioned way. Okay, to get started, we're using a glass, anything, whatever you want to display. I'm going to start, and I've already started with cutting up some papers, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. But I actually already adhered these images to the outside of this bowl right here, and I'll show you how I did that. I'm also going to start, I needed this to be wet. Hold on once, I know I'm starting already. No, I'm not going to do that. I'll just go ahead but you want a wet cloth or something. Now what you can use is, if you all have this decoupage paper, and the reason I say this is because it's like a magazine. It's about the thinness of that. It's this thin magazine, this thin paper. See, it's almost like tissue paper, but it's not. And the reason, I'll tell you why, unless you want that effect, not to use tissue paper. Now, tissue paper and napkins is something like this, but it's not really, okay, it can be decoupaging, but you would probably do it on paper to get the effect that you want. Tissue on here works, but it's just called Mod Podging paper onto your glass. But this is decoupage, okay? Now what I did was, those dollar magazines? Yeah. This is actually, I cut out the pieces, and what you want to do when you cut it out is to cut it close enough so you don't get any of the white edges on there. Yeah, and you just adhere them. I'm going to show you how I adhere them, but I just actually cut out the little flowers and the butterflies and stuff like that, and just using these pages because look how flimsy they are. And then this cardboard insert, you can use this to make ATCs. So don't throw it out, you guys. Cut it up and make your 3x4 ATCs, right? Okay, so that's a good idea to use. You can also use the Martha Stewart decoupage sheets, and I showed you that. Or you can take a magazine and go through, find some images, or you can use Anna Griffith. Anna Griffith actually have decoupage pieces that she stacked and put together. If I use this, what I would do is use just the whole piece, or take the pieces and glue them down together. Now this set I purchased from HSN, and the reason I purchased this was not to layer them like they would the decoupage sheets. I don't think this sheet goes in there. But anyway, these are the images that's on there. These are pretty, aren't they? Yes, these are very pretty. So this decoupage technique, you layer. You see how heavy this cardstock is? You can actually do it, but if you have round surfaces, the edges and stuff, it may be hard to adhere it. So these are okay to use because the images are there. But as far as adhering that cardstock to your project, it may be a little hard. I'm just saying, okay? Now, another thing you might want to do is, okay, I take strips of paper, and the paper that I use is actually the paper. And these stacks right here, they have 180 sheets. I think I even have some with 360 sheets. But anyway, it is exactly what it says. It's paper. So it's thin. And I see a lot of people buy this and say, oh, this stack was on sale, but, you know, and it only costs this much. But the papers are so thin, and that's because that's exactly what they are. They're only printed paper. This type of paper is great. You could even get it in the 8.5 by 11 size. This paper is good for paper piecing and stuff like that. I love this for paper piecing because you then put it on top of cardstock, and it doesn't make your chipboard piece or cardstock piece. Yeah, there's a difference. Too thick. Okay. This right here is another stack that I got, and I got this from Tuesday morning. It is exactly what it says, collage paper. This is great to use on a situation like this. The only thing about this is I actually purchased 2 of these stacks because, as you can see, I don't know why they made this paper like this. One stack is the page is back and front. So yeah, you would, if you don't have 2 of these, which I did buy 2 of these, and this was by Tweety Jill, and I got it from Tuesday morning. And yeah, you could use this for decoupaging because that paper is not heavy like cardstock, but it is light enough that you can use it for decoupaging. Okay, you guys, I had to show you something else, and I forgot that quickly. Yeah, but I do cut strips of this paper here. And let's see what else, you guys. Okay, I am going to actually start with this right here, and I showed you all how to put, well, I showed you that I had already glued my images, and I used the calendar to put these images on, and I'm going to show y'all. I need to get a sponge, okay? This right here is actually Mod Podge, and I just take this Mod Podge and I pour it in a jar, but I put water in it. I put a tad bit of water in it. Hold on. I put a tad bit of water on it to make it just a little thinner than what it normally is. Don't make it watery, just water it down a little. Okay, you guys, so we're going to be using this right here. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this before, and I forgot. I got this idea years ago from, I don't know. I forget who I got it from, but I have a floor towel on my work surface, and that's because I could cut on it, I could glue on it, I could wipe it down with water, I could ink on it, I could do everything on this right here, and you don't have to worry about your surface. Okay, we are going to use for this one right here, and I've already washed my plate down. The reason we're starting with this project is because this project will have to be done in parts, okay? Because it is, this project is, it'll take time for it to dry. And I don't want to accelerate the process because I want it to come out right, okay? I don't want bubbles and all that kind of stuff, which is why I am going to have to wet this. Okay, as you can see right here, I cut these pieces from that magazine. I literally cut these pieces out, as you can see in there. You'll see the end result. You'll think, that's not going to work. And at the same time, I'm going to show you with two pieces that I do here. This one has a butterfly. I can put that butterfly there. That's pretty big, isn't it? I could put this here, but I like this, not the Anna Griffith. I like the Martha Stewart. I like this Martha Stewart decoupage. I mean, use a magazine. I don't know about your papers that you actually ink on, because I can't tell you how your ink would adhere to it. The cool thing about these, if you use them, the cool things about this is these are cutouts already. And this is the Martha Stewart one. Let's see. I'm going to use this one right here. And they are cutouts. And she have already cut it out. And the cool thing about this is when you cut, if you use your own image that you find in a magazine or a calendar or whatever, these come out so nicely. You could do it on canvas. You could do this on paper. I want to do it on the glass because I want to show you a little technique I've learned over the years. And yeah, as you can see, she cut hers out just right so that you don't see that white in there. Now she didn't cut out the inside here. If you want, you can actually cut yours out using an X-Acto knife. And yeah, you just cut around those images. If you don't think, I think I'm showing you, that you can get close enough, you can. I just prefer all of that background to be out of there. Yeah, so you can actually cut it out yourself doing this. Yeah, so I should have had this prepared already. That's why I can't do live videos, you guys. Because as I do stuff, you know, in real life, live, you know, like for instance, I'll see a piece and say, oh, that needs to be out. So, you know, it'll just be a straight up video. Or you could use your little paper piecing scissors and just cut it out. It's just easier for me to use. I only had 1 cup of coffee so far, you guys, but it's early yet. Yeah, you just cut all of this out right here. I need to cut it out because I don't want to go ahead and do it and not cut it out. And then when I look at it, I'll see that background in there and I'll say, that's not exactly what I wanted. Yeah, so I'm just cutting the excess, all that background out, so we even know that, well, I'm sure Martha ain't even do this. But yeah, we're going to cut all this little excess out. I have my little scissors somewhere. But you guys, whew. I can't say, I just kept thinking about how I was going to actually do this and not make it complicated. This isn't complicated, you guys. This is really super easy to do. Okay, if I had an image like that, and then too, you could still see some of the white. Now, if you don't get all of, I don't want her background in there. I want to put my own background in there. So that's why I am taking the time to cut this out. If you can't see, you know, what you do, then it'll still be in there. And if you show it to someone, they'll see it. You won't. Especially if you don't pay attention to the detail. I don't know. I guess I'm just a detail-oriented person. Not saying that Sometimes people think that's anal, but it's almost like sometimes I have to sit things down and come back to it. See, like my little scissors are sitting right here, and I didn't see them, did I? Alright, you guys, so I'm just going to cut this out as I'm doing. Like I said, I can't do live videos, so, and this is like a live video or a tutorial, which is why you always see a perfect whatever that I do, because I don't do live, and I can't do, yeah, this kind of videos. But anyway, you guys, okay, so you see this and this, though I'm going to just cut this out. I just feel better if all this little white space is cut out. And if you all have any questions that you want to ask me, I'm going to try to answer some of them in the videos. Just leave a comment in the bottom, and I'll try to read them all as I go along and answer your questions. Okay, I'm going to take this, and I'm using my watered down Mod Podge, and I'm going to actually put it on the face of the image, okay? I just want to show you guys this so that you can see what I'm doing, okay? I am actually, as you can see, I put it on the face of this, and I'm going to adhere it to the glass, okay, where I want it. I'm adhering this to the glass here. Yes. As you can see, that's what I'm doing to it, so you can turn it over and you can see the flip side. This one is going to be somewhat different because, okay, let me take this, and I'm actually putting it on the image side, the right side of the image. Did you all see me do that? Okay. I am going to bring it over here. Yeah, I have to remember, because someone asked me how did I have my camera. I think I answered them. My camera is over me. It is, I actually have it on when I purchased it, they called it an, is that extenuating arm? It could be named something different. I don't know. But I went on Amazon to find it, and it was years ago that I purchased it. Okay, you guys, I am going to, let me run, and because I can't easily get in my bathroom right now, I'm going to run and wet this cloth, okay, and I'll be back. Okay, I hope that was quick, and I'm going to wipe this down, and then I am going to take this, now that I have it on here, and I'm going to just try to wipe over it without moving this. And I'm using a wet cloth because, like I said, this is paper. If you want to do it with if you're using a paper napkin, you want to use plastic wrap. I've done it with plastic wrap to get your bubbles out. But if you're using paper, you might just want to use a wet cloth to get not only the bubbles out, but to keep it down on this right here. The reason I did this first is because we're going to have to let this dry. So after I adhere it, I'm going to take more Mod Podge, and I'm going to put it on the back side. Alright, you guys? Yeah, and you're going to let it dry. And that's why I'm doing this project first, because I want to show you. You're going to let that image dry. This is going to be easy. If I had words, well, the words would have to be backwards. I could actually put a sentiment on it. If you do it on the front side, which you can actually do the front side, if I put a sentiment on it, because my sentiment isn't printed backwards, I would have to put it on the front. I will try, if I remember, to show you all how to do that, just to etch it on the front of your glass. But this right here is what it looks like when you actually put that image on it. You let it dry, and then you're going to have to come back and get that Mod Podge or that glue. Now you could use glue too, just water it down a tad bit, but and then too you could do the same thing to this round glass here. I'm going to let this sit over here, but I'm going to put this over here so I could go ahead and start the drying process, because this is right into 20 minutes. I don't know how long you guys are going to sit and watch me. So what I'm going to do is, this is the glass and it's beveled. I did this one yesterday, so it's already dry. Now, what I do is I take that paper, you know, the paper that is not cardstock, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere this paper to this jar. I want to show you what I'm trying to do, and you're going to do it strip by strip because you want it to not have any bubbles or wrinkles, and it gives it a different effect. And I'm going to start on this side right here, and I want to do it so that the edges are, yes, are pretty straight on the back of here. Okay, and now that I see how long it is, I can actually take these pieces, and I'm going to do 2 of them so that you can see how I put this together. I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it down, and like I told you, the reason I'm doing it piece by piece is so that you can actually get a pretty good image and a design on your jar that you're doing, or your design that you're doing. You don't want too much, yeah. So you're going to put it on there. You want to get all of your little curves, and yes, you want to adhere it down, and you're going to have to let this dry, so I'll show you as we go along. Can you see me? Yes, I'm going to do another little strip, you guys. And then I'll show you. And you want to overlap it just a little. And when I come back in the next video, mine will be finished. Well, not really. I'll have the paint, all of the paint that I want. You're overlapping it just a little. And you're taking your glue or your Mod Podge, and you're just sealing it in there. Okay, I am going to show you what I'm getting so that you can see a little of what's on this side. But here's the secret. Once I finish, you're going to take another contrasting piece and you're going to put it on the outside. So the outside of your jar is going to be a totally different design than that inside right there. So I'm going to go ahead and keep doing this. I'm going to keep adding my strips, and I'll answer whatever questions you all have, and then I'll come back with another video. Oh, I know what I could do. Some of the questions that were already asked before we started, or that suggestions people told me or whatever. Someone asked me about the storage that I use to keep my AliExpress dies in it, and I'll show you. Well, let me tell you, I actually purchased those from Joann's and AC Moore, and I think at AC Moore they cost a little more, but you know how far those what's the name of them? Coupons take you. Yeah, use your coupons. And some people actually dip their paper in water too, just so you know it. If you use your cardstock, you might want to dip your cardstock because it's heavier and it kind of lightens it up. Yeah, it lightens it. Yeah, it makes it easier to work with too. Yeah, so if you use the heavier cardstock to do this, you might want to dip it in water and make it a little lighter. But you'll end up with an image like that. Okay, so I'm going to go and take this, and you'll probably have to sit your project on top of something so that it dries. And yeah, I could show you. That's the start of it. So I'm going to have to come back. I'm going to sit this here, and like I said, you may want to sit it on something, because if you don't and you pull it up, you may pull your paper right off of the glass, right? Because remember, it's only glue and glass, and paper will come off of it. So yes, I'm going to start another video here. I wish I could do live videos, or maybe not, because sometimes, well, I can't edit yet anyway. I should be able to, but I haven't. I really haven't figured. I know what to do. I think I just hesitate to do it because it takes a minute to do it. But anyway, another thing you might want to look at, if you actually bought this is decoupage paper too. Remember when Tuesday Morning had it for 99 cents each? Yes, it came in an image like this and like this. You can also use this, or you could use tissue paper if you just have a design. But as I was saying about these, they cost, I buy them from AC Moore and Joann's, but see this, and the reason they're sitting so well in here is because I have each one of them on a magnet. Now, I have another die system, and this is what they look like. It comes like this, and it's by Doris, and it holds 40 of these. Well, I take magnets, and I used to get the magnets from Oriental Express, and you could get a set of 12 for $9.99. Well, that was back then. I went online probably a few months ago, and those 12 magnets on Oriental Express now cost $19.99 for 12 of them. So I went on Amazon, and they do have magnets, 25 sheets for 8 by 10, but they're adhesive, and they cost like $23.11. By the time I tell you this, they probably cost more than that. But I just get a couple of these, and for those pages, if you cut them, if you just take them and fold them in quarters, they fit in each of the pockets. This is what holds the magnets there. That's why it looks so neat and the magnets aren't moving. It's because I take it and I fold it in quarters, and I use it like that. Because I fold them in quarters and I fold them back the wrong way, they actually tear themselves. And I just take this because they're adhesive and they're on the sheets, and this is what I actually put in each of those pockets, and it holds the magnets on there, just like, here's a magnet, this, and they don't move, and the magnets are sturdy. And for $23.11, you get 25 sheets. I thought that was a good idea because I couldn't get them anywhere else for any cheaper, and I've been purchasing these for quite some time. So I get 4. I could fill one whole side, one whole book with 10 of these magnets sheets. Yeah. So yes, I hope that helps. But next I'm going to come back. First I'm going to finish this, and then I'm going to sit it aside. And the next video that I come back and show you will probably be the dies. I want to do some cards today because today is World Card Making Day. So I want to do a few cards, and I'm going to use the dies. I'm going to make you some cards. And yes, I'll talk to you later. I hope all of these videos don't be this long, but I said I was going to do 5 projects. That may mean more than 5 videos because I'll have to come back and show you parts and pieces of them. All right, you guys, I'll talk to you in a minute. Bye. Thanks for watching. I hope you all are having fun because I'm going to have fun today. All right, you guys, talk to you later. Bye-bye.